So in this question, they try to tell us fx divided by x minus 1. In this situation, the quotient is this one, but they didn't tell us what is the remainder. But in another sentence, they tell us f1 is equal to 6. So what is the implication of f1 equal to 6? But anyway, you know this is related to remainder theorem, right? So we try to use the remainder theorem to think what is the remainder when this function is divided by x minus 1. So when fx divided by x minus 1 by remainder theorem, we know that the remainder in this case is equal to f, and then we replace x by a suitable value to make the divisor become 0. So 1. Hey, hold on. They tell us what is f1, right? f1 is 6. So they try to implicitly tell us that the remainder in this case is 6. To conclude this information, when fx is divided by x minus 1, the quotient is equal to x squared minus 4x minus 2. Divisor is equal to x minus 1. And the remainder is equal to 6. We have all three components of fx. And in order to solve A, we need to find f2. That means we need to know what is fx, the original function. They don't tell us what is fx, but they try to give us all the components which form fx. If you still remember when 13 divided by 4, 13, 4, 3, and then this is 12, and then this is 1. So 13, the original number, is equal to our quotient times divisor plus remainder. Quotient times divisor plus remainder. This is how we rebuild the original numbers, the same as original function. Therefore, fx is equal to quotient times divisor and then plus remainder. They are asking you to rebuild it like this: x squared minus 4x minus 2 times x minus 1 and then plus 6. After this step, you may try to replace every x by 2, or you may expand it first. I will prefer you to expand it first because we need this technique when we factorize fx. So if I expand it, I find a bracket times bracket here. I usually choose a bracket with smaller term. So I identify there are two terms here. That means this is x times something and -1 times something. Because there are many terms here, that's why I will suggest my student to write in 2 rows. But only one equal side, be careful. So the first row, every term times x, x power 3, 4x squared minus 2x. The second row, x squared times -1, so negative x squared. Don't forget that x squared and x squared in the same column, so I can easily find out like terms. And then -4x times -1, we got positive 4x. -2 times -1, we got positive 2, and then plus 6. So I can easily add the like terms together. -4 and then -1, it is -5x squared. -2 plus 4, it is positive 2x. And positive 8 here. So before that, we have no idea what is fx, but they give us all the components. They try to tell us the remainder implicitly. We have to understand what is the implication, and then we rebuild our original function like this. Now to answer the questions, we are interested in f2. Something power 3 and then minus 5 something square plus 2 something and then plus 8. What's that something now is 2. So calculate accurately, and then 5 times 4. So we got 0. And that makes sense because they are going to ask us to factorize fx later on, right? So if the remainder is 0, that means therefore in part B, since f2 is equal to 0, that means when fx divided by x minus 2 in reverse of our remainder theorem, then remainder equal to 0. In other words, that means x minus 2 is a factor of fx. F x minus 2 is factor of fx. Then that means fx, we can factorize it, is equal to 2 factor x minus 2, and then we need to find out what is the rest. So in our draft we need to perform long division now. This is x power 3 minus 5x squared. This is x minus 2, so this one divided by this, x squared. Subtract them, negative 5 minus negative 2, we got negative 3x squared. Positive 6x, and then negative 4x, positive 8, negative 4, negative 4x, positive 8. We got no remainder here. So we find out this part is x squared minus 3x minus 4. But this is not enough because this one is squared. That means it is possible for us to factorize it to have every factor lower degree. So we use cross method, and then you find that it can be x minus 4 times x plus 1. If you want to know more about cross method factorization, you may search from the internet, but I use the technique is factorize the quadratic expression by using cross method. So they ask us to, some of the students may ask, oh, so x is equal to 2, right? I can tell you this is wrong, because they don't ask us to solve the equation fx equal to 0. They just ask us to decompose it to 3 factors multiply each other. So this is what is asked, to rewrite the format to something times something times something. But we are not asking you to find what is x, and it is impossible for you to find x because we don't give any constraint here. Maybe fx is equal to 5, maybe fx is equal to 8. So realize what is really asking in the question, and this is the answer that you need to submit.